This time on the Fly Arts Center's digital web series, we'll take a look at the Smokestack Theater Group of Community High School in Unionville. We'll chat with Smokestack director and founder Mr. Tony Davis as he shares the group's history and how the group is responding to the COVID-19 pandemic. We'll hear from current students' perspectives on what Smokestack means to them. We'll even reach out to a few alumni and ask them to tell us something good about Smokestack that has stuck with them since they've graduated from the program. It's all coming up right here, right now, with the Fly Arts Center. Greetings and felicitations, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Fly Arts Center's as of yet untitled digital web series. If you haven't already seen our previous episode featuring the children's book Step Right Up, How Doc and Jim Key Taught the World About Kindness by Donna Janelle Bowman and Daniel Minter, please check that out whenever you can. For this episode, we are interviewing Tony Davis of the Smokestack Theater Group from Community High School. After the last episode went live, Tony reached out to me with the idea of featuring the group's presence in the community, as well as plugging the upcoming production of Little Women. Details about the production, box office information, and required safety guidelines are all discussed in the interview, as well as shared within the show notes that accompany this episode. If you have an idea for a future episode or want to participate in the project some other way, you are invited to reach out to the team with the digital contact form linked in the show notes, or send us a message from the Fly's website or Facebook page. And now, here's my interview with Tony Davis of the Smokestack Theater Group. We are here with Tony Davis of the Smokestack Theater Group. Tony, how are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you, Brendan.
Oh, good. The audience may not know this, but we had a little bit of a technical difficulty getting started, and that's okay. We are in these unprecedented times. Uh, I'm sure we've all heard that several times over the past year, and maybe even over the past few days. How many times will we hear that phrase, right? So, Tony, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, absolutely. It's technology is not my strong suit anyway.
Yeah, yep. All right, let's see. So, Tony, tell us just a little bit about yourself personally, like anything you want to share.
I've lived in Bedford County since 1990. I have taught at community high school for 27 years now. Started off as English and theater, and thankfully about 10 years ago was able to change to all theater and speech classes, thanks to the wonderful principal that we have here, Dr. Robert Ralston.
Okay, all right. Now, of course, as part of your journey as the theater guy of community high school, you have developed the Smokestack Theater Group. Tell us about the group. Tell us about the mission that you operate from.
Well, we started that in my first year. In fact, I wasn't really even a teacher. I was a student teacher when I directed my first show here. There really wasn't a drama program. And so our principal then, Mr. Mike Landis, allowed me to do that. And even though I went $500 over budget,
and, man,
he wasn't happy about that. But for some reason, he hired me back that fall, and we decided to name the theater the Smokestack Theater Group, because the original auditorium had an old brick chimney that seemed to rise right out of the theater itself. And to pay tribute to that building, which we knew pretty soon after I started was going to be demolished, we called ourselves the Smokestack. The first week, I spent a lot of time talking about our history and showing clips and photographs from our website. And it is on the school website. You can see our entire history from 1994 on. We meet at 2 times a month at 7:30 in the morning. We just had one this morning. It
Oh,
is the classes. I consider that part of it as well. And then anybody can audition. We hold our auditions at night, so the whole school is invited to that. You don't have to be in the club or in the class, but it does help. We were blessed, as my principal put it in our last meeting before he sent us home. He looked at me and said, "You dodged a bullet." And he was talking about the fact that we did our last production of Mamma Mia
yeah.
in March. I think it was March the 11th or something like that. And on the 13th, we closed down for the pandemic. So we were not affected in that respect. We did have to cancel our summer show that
Sure.
we've been doing for the past 10 years. Didn't do one of those. We did a virtual thing. And this fall, we have had to limit our seating to 1/4 capacity and do all the other things, hand sanitizer and whatever. But we have gone on.
Yeah, very true. Very true. And in the fall, y'all had Murder on the Orient Express. Is that correct?
That's right. Yes.
So with the safety guidelines in place, how different was that as a producer and a director to
Well,
have those things at the forefront of your mind?
yeah, I was really concerned for my students and for my audience as well. We left an air handler on that we usually turn off, and it's pretty loud. It's one of the, quite frankly, the few problems that we have with this auditorium. But we left it on because ventilation is certainly important. And the kids now they responded like troopers. They don't if they're afraid of any of this, they're not showing it. And
Mm.
you know, they just have that teenage heart that plows on no matter what.
Yeah, that's and it's an encouraging mindset for sure. Or now that we're in the spring, how is that? Are any of the safety guidelines the same, or is there any slightly different approaches? Like what's going on?
Yeah, it's my understanding that we're going to be able to do what the sports programs have been able to do, and I think it's slightly more on the seating. I'm going to have to check into that, to be honest with you, but I think we're allowed to do 1/3 now.
Oh, 1/3 as opposed to 1/4.
Correct. Yes.
Okay, okay. Well, speaking of this upcoming production, you've got Little Women that is opening to the public on March the 19th. Is that correct?
19th and 20th at 7 p.m. That's right.
Yes. Okay. So why this show?
Well, to be honest with you, after 27 years, it's getting harder and harder to find that I really want to do and
Yeah.
that are appropriate.
Sure.
Know the feeling on that with your work up at the Fly Building and at Motlow. Um, I'm selfish about it. I kind of insist on having a passion for the show that I pick. I don't just pick one because it's time to do a play. So I found something in this that moved me, and that was surprising because I had never read the novel or seen the play, and I'd kind of been avoiding it like the plague. It seems like one of those old things that can't possibly be very good today.
Sure.
But
Sure.
I was dead wrong. I was dead wrong.
Is there anything specifically about that story that immediately drew you to it and helped you make the decision to produce it this spring?
Well, it has a little bit of everything. There are very funny moments. There are very poignant moments. There's a very emotional moment between a father and daughter, and a powerful speech. So it had a little bit of everything, to be honest with you.
Sure. Sure. And of course, March is Women's History Month, so this story does have a lot of history and tradition that goes along with it. That I think plays right into the poignancy that you're talking about.
I agree, absolutely. And this is Theater in Our Schools Month as
That it
well.
is. That it is. Yes. Yes. So, Tony, how can people buy tickets to see Little Women?
Well, they can call the school at 685-1418, and they will give them information. They go on sale 1 week from today. That would be Thursday, the 11th, if I'm not mistaken.
I
And,
believe you're right. Yes.
okay. And if they message me, I will reserve them tickets at the desk.
Okay. Okay. And just to recap the safety guidelines, masks
Masks are required at the
are
door.
required at the door. Yes.
We'll be seating them 6 feet apart, and hand sanitizer will be prevalent.
Okay. We'll be ready and abundant with hand sanitizer. Current students, alumni, their families, and the community all recognize the name of Smokestack Theater Group. On the surface, you've basically created a brand, but deeper down, you've created a family. What personally compels you to facilitate the group in this way?
Um, Madness.
Oh man, madness.
No, I just love it. Joy Carol Anthony, my drama teacher in high school, is what compelled me to do it. She's the best teacher I ever had, and I fell in love with it. And that was 1975, and I haven't yet ended that bromance or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, it is a passion that just doesn't seem to let go, does it?
Amen.
Yeah, yeah. All right, Tony. All right, that's all the questions I have. Is there anything that you want to talk about, or
No, then my battery's running low, so I probably better end it.
Hey, all right, that sounds good. Well, Tony Davis of the Smokestack Theater Group, thank you so much for tuning in with me today, and have a good day. Break all the legs with the production.
Thank you.
Hopefully we'll all get out there to see it and support you.
Okay, see you on the stage.
Smokestack Theater to me is family. It means determination, family, love, hope, and it means pretty much a place where you can be yourself.
The Smokestack Theater is a place that welcomes everybody.
For me, theater is somewhere where I can be happy and not have to worry about whatever life throws at me or my grades that aren't good enough, or it's just somewhere that I can be myself.
Smokestack to me is a place where everyone can come together. Whether you're a jock, a band kid, an honor student, everyone comes together for the sole reason of theater.
Thanks again to Tony Davis and the current students of the Smokestack Theater Group from Community High School. As a former theater kid and current theater professional myself, I agree wholeheartedly with the notion that anyone can find belonging in the world of theater. On stage, backstage, and anywhere in between, it really is like a family. And this feeling of kinship within the Smokestack family lasts far beyond the members' times as students. Let's hear now from Smokestack alumni who are kind enough to leave us a message and tell us the good things they remember about Smokestack.
Hey, howdy. My name's Alyssa Amos. I've been a Smokestack alum since 2018, and Tony Davis and Mr. Gregory are 100% the main reasons of how and why I've grown into a person I'm proud to be today. There's no in particular moment that I can call upon when I was a student under Mr. Davis learning theater for the first time, but it was always that feeling and buzz of emotions and the security held in that department that really let all of his students know that the theater is a safe place for them and that they can trust in themselves to grow into who they want to be. And because of their guiding hands, I've been able to focus on a career path in the theater and be excited for something so far out.
Greetings. I don't even know where to start. I have so many fond memories of Smokestack Theater Group and the time that I spent as a member of that troupe. And this is where it all started. This is where my love of theater began. And I have Mr. Davis to thank for the wonderful foundation of theater skills and knowledge that he bestowed on us. As teenagers, you don't always think of this type of thing, but looking back, I recognize how fortunate we are to have the standard of excellence that Mr. Davis has built and maintained here in Unionville, and I hope that continues for a long time.
Well, that concludes our episode for today. Just to share a message from the Bedford County Arts Council, the Fly Arts Center remains closed at this time. Please be sure to frequently check the website at flyartscenter.com and the Fly's Facebook page for more information and any updates as they occur. Until next time, this is Brendan Taylor signing off for the Fly Arts Center.